to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk. .3 Nigeria Info. This is the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Intimate and Christian Victoria Island, Lagos. I'm Maryann Okon, welcoming you because I will be steering this ship in collaboration with you because, you know, there is no show without you. Welcome. It's still in the spirit of independence. Yes, there's a lot for us to talk about today. We're starting off as usual with the big 3 stories for today, and then we'll move on to other matters. It's Thursday, and so we're going to be talking about other countries other than Nigeria. We're leaving the shores of Nigeria to the Zambia. Do you know that there is a witchcraft law in Zambia? Well, we'll be having that conversation on the 4 o'clock hour. On the 5 o'clock hour, we're talking youth. Yes, youth development in Nigeria. How do we chart a course for the teeming youth population in Nigeria? Well, my guest is a young person and is also the founder of Policy Shapers. He will be joining me on the 5 o'clock hour as we talk about what the plans are for the average young Nigerian in today's world. So it promises to be an interesting Thursday. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. Well, let's get into the business of the day. And you know how we start our conversations. We do it just like this.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big 3 Stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big 3 every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's get into the big 3 stories for today. In case you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. And we are on live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, NigeriaInfo.com. Welcome to the big 3.
This is the Big 3.
The Big 3 on Hard Facts
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, let's start by talking about insecurity. I did see a post by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar when he was talking about the displacement of people in Katsina. And that's one out of the many issues of insecurity. But I'm not talking about Katsina today. Daily Trust newspaper talked about insecurity. Over 180 schools shut in the north. Now, this is not necessarily going to come as a surprise because there was a time when schools were shut down for longer. But are we going back to that? I mean, over decades. But let's take a look at this. And there's a map on the front cover of the Daily Trust newspaper showing us, you know, how this report works because they did an investigative report. But let me give you some background first. A search carried out by the Daily Trust News reporters showed that many schools in the northern region had been shut due to attacks on villages by bandits, just as some of them are now serving as camps for people displaced by insecurity. the Daily Trust newspaper correspondent mentioned that at least 39 schools have been shut down in Zamfara, 30 in Niger, 6 each in Sokoto and Kaduna, in addition to the reported 52 and 55 schools in Katsina and Benue states, respectively, which have been shut also. These figures may be higher than what we're seeing right now, but because there's some areas that cannot even be accessed to start with. So it's a big question. When the government is saying, I mean, Mr. President even said it in his Independence Day speech, that they're winning the war against insecurity. Where, sir? Maybe in Lagos. Maybe in Abuja. Well, the investigation from Daily Trust newspaper did not include Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states that have peculiar challenges occasioned by Boko Haram attacks, which has lasted at least 15 years. In some cases, schools have been opened at IDP camps. Thereby, some students, children, have the opportunity to learn. Also, many displaced communities have been rebuilt, a development that had led to the relocation of IDPs to their ancestral homes alongside their children. I'm not just putting out this report because I just want to make the government look bad, but it's important that our kids have access to education one way or another, and that cannot happen in those regions if insecurity is not front and center. The government will tell you they're doing their best, but it's the best that the government of Tinubu doing is good enough. I mean, this could have been said also for the Buhari administration, where they said they technically defeated Boko Haram. But what is the future of education for our children amidst this fight against terrorism and insecurity in the north? What is the future of child education? What is it? And don't forget, in the past decade, we've had universities sacked and people killed, attacked in the middle of the night. We've seen that also happen. So what is the future? I'll move away from that, guys. Let's go to the Premium Times newspaper. Here's the top story. Let's go look at that. It's still insecurity, obviously. Despite pervasive insecurity, Tinubu says his government is winning the war against violent crimes. The Nigerian leader spoke in a nationwide broadcast to mark Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary, despite the regular killings and kidnappings across the country. President Tinubu had said yesterday that security agencies in his administration are winning the war against terrorism, banditry, and other violent crimes. The president spoke yesterday in a nationwide broadcast to mark Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary, and you do remember that the president spoke, right? I want to play a clip. I think I played a bit of it yesterday. I want to play it first because I don't want to play the president's Independence Day speech. But I want to ask my questions first. Is it a fact that this administration is truly winning the war against insecurity, violent crimes, and terrorism? Because this is what the president had to say yesterday. And this was what he said when he was in Owerri, during the book launch and project commissioning in Owerri, the Imo State capital. Let's take a listen to Mr. President and what he had to say, and especially those who were clapping.
It's a lie from the pit of hell. I've always believed in good governance. And since I assumed office, I focused on your welfare. Today, Nigeria can say confidently we have a well-equipped hospitals and we can treat critical illness such as cancer and other illnesses. We are investing in the welfare of our people. That's what you are doing. Every aspect of the pain in the economy is because of the future. And I am giving you that confidence that right now, this economy will work for you. Not for the smugglers, not for the corrupt people. You have been patient. You will persevere with us. You build an understanding. I assure you, Nigeria has just turned the corner. You will see prosperity. You will have it. Those who are talking ill of this country should stop doing so. It's 65 years of independence. It's not a joke. We are proud of our forefathers. We are proud of what they believe, that Nigeria should be one, that is, it must be an all-inclusive government, that we must take care of the elderly, we must take care of the vulnerables, we must educate our children, build welfare that will take care of our healthcare system.
Well, that's the president some days ago, we're speaking just before Independence Day. But then on Independence Day, he insisted that we're winning the war against insecurity. Is it a hard fact? Is that really the case? Interesting. There's a lot to unpack in this video. I just played a bit yesterday. But let's move away from that. Let's talk about Atiku Abubakar. He's in the news. The Sun newspaper here has the headline saying 2027, I'm willing to step aside for younger and more vibrant candidates, says Atiku Abubakar. Well, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has said he would not hesitate, emphasis on will not hesitate, to step down or withdraw from the 2027 presidential race if a younger, more vibrant and acceptable candidate emerges as candidate of the ADC. He did this interview with BBC Hausa actually yesterday, and he insisted that being the 2027 presidential, being in that race, I beg your pardon, does not stop anyone from participating, thus encouraging youths to join the race to rescue Nigeria. He denied claims that he was desperate for the sit of the president, declaring that he was only interested in rescuing Nigeria if the people from the people who have held it hostage. Besides, he says, and I'm quoting him now, that is one of the reasons we set up the ADC, of which I'm a member. We couldn't achieve that with People's Democratic Party because the APC in power has decided to use some leaders of the party to frustrate efforts of having a strong opposition that could challenge the government. Isn't he trying to be smart? Or could he really have come to terms with the fact that he might not be able to do anything or scratch the surface if he runs again, because maybe he has somewhat exhausted the goodwill of the people? He does have a base, yes, but is it enough for him to win an election? Is a conversation for another day. But what do you make of his speech? Because he always says everything but say, I'm not going to run. So if he says he's going to step aside for a younger person, if there's a caveat, then does he really mean it? Let's talk. The phone lines are open. 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. We're on WhatsApp. It's 08095975 If you're in the diaspora, you want to call in, yes, you're allowed to, but only those in the diaspora are allowed to call on on WhatsApp. But we're also on X. Use the hashtag hard facts. On our live stream, post your comments. We would love to hear from you. I have a quick minute before I go on a break. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann.
Yes.
I remain anonymous. It's an old friend all the way from Port Harcourt. Now I'm in Lagos. I used to also listen to Sheriff Quadri back then in Port Harcourt, even you yourself, before you went to the Hollywood.
Welcome.
So, a few things I want to pick out now. Are we really winning the war? Now, my question is it against the bandits or against you? Because me, I know these guys are not bandits. They are terrorists. When we use that coinage, bandits, it makes me sick. They are not bandits. They are terrorists, Islamic terrorists. That's what they are. And we are not winning the war. As for the president saying that we have better hospitals now that can do blah, 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 why is he always running away to France if we have better hospitals here?
All right. Our 1 minute is over and we have to go on a break. Thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate it. Lagos will be back after this quick break. Stay with us. It's still Hard Facts.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info, daily winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
As we mark another client service week, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, and Ariwa Radio want to thank and appreciate our reputable clients for your continuous patronage to our brands. All Seasons Zenith, Media Fuse, Media Reach OMD, Media Perspective, PhD Media, Acuity Media Plus, Algorithm Media, Nitro 121 Media, Brands Yard, Maxi Media, Brand Eye Media, Media 100, Universal Macan, Media Seal, Globacom Media, and many more. We assure you that our outstanding and timely service delivery will always be our priority as we offer more to serve you better.
Your voice, your station, your conversation.
Nigeria's GDP growth is not 4.2%, right? It's a lie.
What's on ground to show for it?
Computer Village traders in Ikeja are skeptical about the state government's plan to remove them.
The government, on one side, they present things to be good, but on the other side, there's an hidden agenda behind it.
No visa for corrupt Nigerian official, says U.S. mission.
Assembly's move to probe 6 months spending.
The INEC chairperson. So we hear the president nominates a list and who's fit for the job.
It is now. The incumbent have a better chance of winning the election.
The FRC asking that they carry more guns. How will this help the situation?
You're tuned to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is the Big Three.
The Big Three. On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And yes, we are operating live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimi and Chris and Victoria Island, Lagos. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. We'd like to hear your thoughts on the big stories for today. Join the conversation. Post your comments on our live stream. Go on X. Use the hashtag HardFacts. Or better still, send me a WhatsApp message. 0809597585. We would love to hear from you. I'm going back to the phone lines. Let's do this. 60 seconds is all you have. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Femi from Lebushi.
Go ahead, Femi.
Maryann, I heard all you have spoken. What is the word from the president? He said, instead of the old people, they are going to let me tell you, there have been a lot of protests by retirees. Look at the life of the retirees and look at how old. Some of them are over their 80s, 90s. They are pleading youth to move them from come and give them a good retirement life. A person retire and is receiving 30,000 naira in his administration. What is Mr. President telling us? Let him come and tell us how many type of government we are running in this country, whether we are running one government or we are running two government. Because to my own understanding, we are running two government here. Because we are running the government of Boko Haram and the government of Nigeria.
Okay.
That is why insecurity will never stop in Nigeria, because the government is of Nigeria and Boko Haram government. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. 0201-277-0993. Welcome to Hard Facts. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Can you call me back? Because, your line is it's a bit defective. Hello.
Hi, Mary, I agree too.
Yes, Daddy.
Approach with my name. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, good. Well, I'm not disappointed, but I'm disappointed anyway. I am not, but I'm disappointed. And two, I'm not surprised. Of course, what do you expect Mr. President to say on his administration, his government? He said we are winning the war. Of course, we are winning the war, but we are all grown-ups. We know the truth. Hello, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are grown-ups. We know the truth. If they are winning the war, we Nigerians, we know. If we are not, we know. No point in saying it. We Nigerians know if we are winning the war, if we are not. Look at children. Most of the children now, they are not attending school because the parents cannot afford. And we are winning the war, insecurity.
All right.
And the other things. You see, some children are scrambling for leftover event centers.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it. 60 seconds is all you have. Please join the conversation. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome on the show.
Thank you.
My question is, must we propagandize everything in this country? What war are we winning? Every day we hear statistics of people that die in different villages. People are dying from banditry, terrorism, hunger, and the likes. And you tell me the wars are over, we are turning the corner. Which bus stop will they go where we never even start the journey, where we don't reach? Must we bring statistical algorithm to everything we do in this country? Let's call a spade a spade. Will you attack me or arrest me for cyberbullying if I say that the president is telling a lie from the pit of hell as well? Mira, when you play these depressing audios, the question I ask myself is it trying to boost his ego or score card or the score sheet, or tell us what we know as Nigerians, what we are feeling as Nigerians? The president should stop insulting our intelligence. If he does not want to make a speech, he shouldn't. Because when he makes these speeches, it breaks our hearts.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. 60 seconds. We'll stick to the timing. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I can hear you. Yes.
Long time. This is Tunde calling from Nigeria.
Hello, Tunde. Go ahead, please.
You know, what made me start yesterday concerning presidency yesterday? I'm very, very disappointed by Mr. President said that he was instituted prescribed IPOB as a terrorist. That's why we have insurgency that they're supposed to be portrayed as terrorists in Northwest and Northeast. Are we truly winning the war? Where there is no war, you started them terrorists. And what about the insurgency? What about the Boko Haram? Are they not the terrorists? Are they not the insurgency? Are they not supposed to prescribe them as the terrorists? Why Mr. President is making such a speech that is very laughable, that is not make Nigeria very happy? I'm very, very disappointed, though. That's my submission. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Tunde, for calling. I do appreciate it. Keep those calls coming. I'd love to hear from you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann. Amaka, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
We'll continue to be happy, whether they like it or not. See what the speech from the president made when he went to Imo. He said no more corruption. He said the hospital in Nigeria are working. Then why himself and his people, the politicians, headache, they will enter aircraft and travel out to treat themselves? President, you should take it easy. We are not fools, so we are not babies. We are not babies. Who did this thing to us? Igbo people will say, Onye merani here.
Thank you for calling. Thank you. I do appreciate it. In case you're just joining us, these are the big three stories for today. Insecurity, over 180 schools shut in the north, says Daily Trust, and they did a fact-finding investigation. Also, this one says, despite pervasive insecurity, Mr. President is saying his government is winning the war against terrorism. And finally, I'm willing to step aside for younger, more vibrant candidate, says Atiku. Yeah, share your thoughts with us, please. I was watching television this morning. For those of you who were talking about who have been victims or whose buildings have been bulldozed, well, a government official was on the television this morning speaking about it, and I want to play that clip to you while we, are at it. It just came to my mind, and I said to myself, this is interesting. The name of the guy who was on television this morning, let me try and get his name, Olumide Otuinka. He is a commissioner for, I think, physical planning or something. And here's what he had to say about the demolitions. Yes. Let's take a listen to Mr. Otuinka. And this video is courtesy of Channels Television, by the way.
It's on the premise of disclosing facts. Now, your land is 700 square meter, and you are submitting a dummy survey of 900 square meter. I mean, it can't work that way. So is that why now, regarding our officers, this is a country with super laws. Anybody that is aggrieved, we have the appeals committee there that you can report anybody. So should they collect money to reopen, all this money to reopen your no, that is where I'm going. That is, there are ways to detect fraud or anybody fraudulent activities. The police are there, the DSS are there, the SS are there that you can report. It can be traced. If there are any officer that is playing hanky-panky, they can all be traced. Once you are served, there are processes of this service. The first thing is they will start, please, we are at this site, there is no evidence of approval for this development. Now, that is one. The other might be that, okay, you have not done this development in line with the approval granted. Now, people now come. If we have a situation like that, the next thing should be that if it's escalated up, all those contraventions should be pruned off. But the same people now be wanting to come in and be lobbying officers. Now, if somebody is cheating, if somebody is cheating you, the laws are very clear. You can make a report. It can be investigated if you're all right.
But they shouldn't collect money from people.
Of course, they shouldn't collect money.
And if anybody has
If anybody
report,
has
can they report to your office?
Come again?
Can they report to your office if anybody?
Of course.
And punitive
we
action.
have an appeals committee set up by the government. We've had cases where people have complained and we've been found wanting. Yes. The same thing, this one, if anybody feel like, if you can approach the appeal committee and lodge your complaint, and they will call us, it will be investigated, and true position will be granted to you, whichever party.
And we hope that the appeals committee is independent.
Of course.
Yes, that was a great question that she asked, and she also asked about, what the status is in terms of government's agreement with the trade fair. On the trade fair building with the Chamber of Commerce in Abuja, and this is what the gentleman had to say.
State government is the go-to authority in terms of regulation of development of structures in that community, and they do not necessarily have to deal with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry anymore at the federal level.
There has not been a conclusive position on that, but the resolution that day was that one, all current development should stop, and they should give us the evidence of the approval of the existing one, which is the starting point, in this case, the layouts, then in the individual permit. The ED agreed partially, disagreed somehow, but the conclusion was that, okay, they are going to get back to their own authority and clarify that. However, individual developers have been approaching us with a request for their permit, but the thing is that approval cannot be granted if there is no layout. It is the layout that says, okay, this is where the building should be. So we need to see the layout, the approved layout of that particular area. And what has happened is that, trade fair is quite big. There is the initial one built by the government then you have this remaining space. The management are supposed to operate on the existing structure. But what we found is that the other areas have been leased out to individual private people who are now wanting to start development. And that is in the purview of the state authority to grant the layout and individual approval of those buildings.
I needed to put that out there just for your information, for those of you who may have been victims or are still unsure of what the government is doing with these demolitions. I had to play you what Mr. Otuyinka said today on Sunrise Daily on Channels Television. But the phone lines are still open. Let's keep talking. 0201-277-0993. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Maryann, this is Mazude. I disagree with Mr. President. But although maybe tomorrow will be better, I don't know. But this yesterday and today, Buhari, Sibanjo, this very president today, and the Shetima, they failed. Because nothing for today. But maybe tomorrow, his plan may be the best in the world. I cannot doubt that. But for this fact, 10 years, not in fact, they're not supposed to talk. For them talking, they do this, they do that. It's wrong to me. They don't need to be saying that to Nigerians because nothing is going fine. Everybody is crying for insecurity, food. These two things. And
this might be your opinion because there are those who would call in and say the president is doing just fine. He's doing a great job. So this is maybe you live in a different part of the world where things are difficult for you. There are other people who have it rosy.
Sin is believing. You are looking around how people are crying. You are looking around how people have been killing. And how do I believe what he's talking about? Or somebody will come out and say something. If he says he do good, and me go shout for him, say he do harm. Anything where I see that he's doing fine, I always say, yeah, this is it. Me, I really like Giorgio. Whatever I see, if I tell you that thing is right, it's right. Okay. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
All right. Thank you, Majude, for calling. All right. Thank you so much for calling. I want to pause and read some messages and I'll come back to the phone lines. Ayo here says, Maryann, good afternoon. Atiku is not saying what is not true. So so much insecurity in the country that has forced schools and even banks to be shut. This administration is not winning. Check Kwara. Kwara has joined the states that's being ravaged by kidnappers and killers. If this, he says, it is pathetic. Economy is not improving either. People are losing jobs and companies are shutting down due to high cost of running. It'll be good if Atiku can step down for a younger candidate. I doubt anyone can beat him in the ADC. Mickey from Ikorodu here says, can we for once say good things that this government has done so far and balance the reportage, no matter how small the achievement? Mazude, here you go. So, Mickey, can you please tell me the good things that this administration has done that the media has not or has failed to spotlight on? Maybe you can help us and cover that part since you think that there's no balance. All right, this one here says, good afternoon, Maryann. If you want facts about this current administration, that this current administration is winning the war against insecurity, then put the questions to Reno Mockery and just watch and see. Okay, I didn't know that Reno was a presidential aide or works in the Ministry of, what do you call it? Does he work with the Chief of Army Staff or the Chief of Naval Staff, or does he work with Nuhu Ribadu? What's a Mockery's designation under this administration? I'm just curious. Anyway, someone here says, your message is too long, so I'm going to skip it. Happy Independence once again, he says, please tell Mr. President, he said a statement, better hospital taking care of us, winning the war against bandits, and we are going to enjoy his government, not for the smugglers, not for corrupt. Then he paused. Please kindly tell him to complete the meeting words, not for corrupt what. Even the devil knows this is a lie. Okay, Yomi. There are those who disagree with you. Victor from Ilukbeju says, I've come to a conclusion that terrorism in Nigeria is part of government's business indirectly. Because how do you justify the victim of terrorism languishing in IDP camps? No government assistance, but terrorists are being forgiven and compensated by the government, compensating them for killing military officers and Nigerians. And he says it's a pity. Indeed it is. One quote here says, we're winning the war against insurgency. Tell the president that terrorists have taken over Kwara state. And no agency is reporting it. We truly love our nation. One quote, we've been talking about it, haven't we? Even Kogi. You sent me a very long message. I'm just going to read the first paragraph. On independence, would you label me a wet blanket for thinking that all are braggadocio? We are all Nigerians only because a certain Flora Shaw said so. Also, this Nigeria that we speak so passionately about was even created for us by fiat, not with our consent or our choice. So am I a wet blanket for thinking that way of Nigeria? The Nigeria of my dream would be one that will be a pride of the black race. All right, thank you. Your message is very long, so I'm skipping you. This one here says, Nigeria and Nigerians do not have truthful leaders for over a decade or more. The integrity quotient of our so-called leaders is abysmally low. For anyone in government to open his mouth and say our hospitals are top-notch and they can treat cancer and other serious diseases is nothing but blatant lie. Well, I mean, there is some truth to it. Have you been to Luth? There's a beautiful cancer, part of it, and it's pricey, but it does the job. I can testify to that. That's one hospital. But will the president go there if he were to be seeking some medical help? No, he'll go to France. Anyway, he says, it's unfortunate that our so-called president is the president. He's not so-called. He's the head of the propaganda machine designed by him to deceive Nigerians that can be deceived. So you are obviously not deceived. So thank you. You didn't give me a name, but thank you. Ufot here in Victoria Island says Tinubu should not give himself a pass mark. It's Nigerians that should give him a pass mark. So Tinubu has become a judge in his own case. This one says, Adegoke says, Maryann, yesterday was the first time I listened to a presidential speech from the beginning to the end, and I developed a running stomach, he says. Nigerians are fed up of hearing of the same old motivational speaking by the president. I just watched a video of a village in Kwara State where bandits have been attacking, kidnapping, and killing people. The village is empty now, with no single soul there. President Tinubu thinks he's talking to kindergarten children. I don't know. I cannot answer that. Lambert here says, we see it from the president's stuttering speech in Owerri that he's not prepared for any serious task to lead Nigeria From her present morass. The president is only forcing words out of his mouth. He's just not prepared for the serious task of governance. I'm happy Nigerians can see through his propaganda. You are all not happy today, are you? This one says, our president in his independence speech said the world is witnessing our progress, but Nigerian masses feel the opposite. I whip for this country. Happy independence celebrations. Stephen from Ijegu. Thank you. This one's from Daniel Onobume. He says the president may be right that we have a better healthcare now compared to the past because for the federal government, their medical centers have been quite equipped recently with the establishment of cancer treatment centers in 6 geopolitical countries, geopolitical areas, I'm sure you mean, of the country. And recently, Nigeria has been experiencing medical tourism. Also, the establishment of private hospitals in the country. I don't know why his ministers are not educating those who don't know about this development. The state government needs to do more in primary health centers to keep poor in their localities or to help the poor in their localities. Thank you. This one says, Mr. President mentioned increased access to education and health services now compared to 1960. The question really is, can quantity be compared to quality as things stand now? Mr. President was quoting numbers. Jerry from Oka. Okay. If you send me long messages, I may not be able to read them. And I don't know why somebody's sending me something about Wiki. Who's talking about Wiki here? The merchant man here says, Feta painted a picture of a 65-year-old uncle who, after getting gifts for his birthday party, called off the party. And I hailed her hyperbolic instinct. That's how irresponsible Nigeria personified is. How can we be lied to from all angles imaginable? On Atiku, I think I've heard the best from him for the first time, as he said he's likely to step down for a much younger person. But there was a caveat. So is he really being sincere or is he playing with words? Someone here says, the channel's lady that asked that question sounded like you. Oh, that's Magwe. Sorry, not Magwe. What's her name? She used to be in TVC. I can't remember her name. She asked a very intelligent question. This one says, His Excellency says they are winning the war against terrorists. Where are the everyday killings coming from? Atiku willing to step aside for a younger candidate? This is great news, and I pray he keeps his promise. Udeme, thank you for your message. I can take 1 or 2 more calls. Let's see. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. I'm so sorry about that. Do call me back if that was you. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
It's Maryann speaking to you from Ekpe.
Go ahead.
For anybody who is happy that Atiku is going to step aside for young people, they no review in Portable's language. He put a caveat to it. He said if a younger candidate wins the primary of the ADC, and you know that when a money bag is speaking, there are things that include in you winning an election in Nigeria. And for young person in that space, in ADC, I don't see them having that.
You know, I would have preferred if you said, "I will sponsor a younger candidate." It would have given me a bit more confidence. But now I question a lot more. About his where he's coming from. Obviously,
people should read the line in between his statements. And then for the president and then winning the war on security, and so I've said it that one thing the government should do is that bring a curriculum, that we give a better orientation to our young ones. Because where we are today, a man who has been taught, that some people are infidels, some people are not they are not supposed to be living, for over 45, 50 years. To change that narrative, from that man's mentality is going to be hard. So let us hear from the younger people. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you very much for calling. I'll take one last call before we wrap things up here. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, this is Joy.
Go ahead, Joy.
Yeah, happy New Month. Well, the president is really trying, Yeah, I think we have the super highway. So she's using that one to console ourselves.
You have nail fund now. How can you talk about everything else without nail fund?
Original nail fund. We have it too. Very, very important.
Yeah.
And he said the elderly are being taken care of. Very well, though. At least I have an elderly one at home. I don't see her taking care of the elderly person I have in the house. We go to lose at least for checkup. I will see what other elderly people are suffering. No, wahala. The bad thing about this government is that they don't tell him. I don't know whether he doesn't want to see the truth or what. I don't know. You can use ChatGPT to write every beautiful story you want to write or whatever. It's all good. ChatGPT will help you. AI will help you do all the fine work and everything. And you read it to people that want to believe. They should believe in it. But my reality is what I'm saying. They should continue feeding him with lies. No, Allah, they should come back.
Joy, thank you very much for calling. It's you who thinks it's lies. Someone just sent a message to say, look, there's a lot that this administration is doing. You guys are not highlighting it because you're sour-bellied people. And the media is also aiding and abating it. Okay. I want to read some more messages if you do not mind on X. Ayatemi Tokwe, Safianu Bari here says, with the closure of over 180 schools in the north, the future of education in that region is in its worst situation. Hope the authorities will do the needful. Hope your government will do the needful. This one here says, John Bennett here says, the president's speech yesterday was laughable. The health sector has improved and he keeps going to France for medical checkup. He goes there on working leave. What do you mean? Check your facts, please. Patrick Obeazo says Nigerians sabi talk, complain and argue even when they have the power through their votes to do the real talking. Okay, so they should just shut up. Is that what you mean? Olanisha Anifa Washe says, Maryann, mind yourself, or they are winning the war in their dreams. Okay. Thank you very much for all your messages, but I've got to go on a quick break. It's a 2-minute break. When we come back, I still have time to take more of your thoughts. So stay with us. It's still the Big Three on Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Maryann. Come stay with us.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Engaging games, inspiring stories, great music, and the kind of conversations that bring families even closer. From sunrise to sunset, we've got something special for everyone in the family. Kids FM is fun for children, cool for teens, and just perfect for parents. It's more than radio.
It's packed with educational content such as language shows, quizzes, storytelling, fun facts, and many more.
It's a family experience you can count on every single day. So, wherever you are, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, or anywhere around the world, you can tune in live on 101.7 Kids FM or stream online at kidsfm.ng. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at kids.fm.ng for all the fun updates, giveaways, and behind-the-scene moments. Kids FM, let's play!
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio Nigeria Info via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now, launch the app on your device. Click the 3 lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you see. Make sure you turn on the option that says always use highest quality available audio. Now that you have done that, close the app and relaunch it. Voila! I did it! Well, sorry, you did it. Now you can enjoy your radio anywhere, anytime. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shegwa Rinze.
All right, we're still looking at the big stories. I have about 2 minutes and a few seconds to go. Abi Ambo here on Facebook Live says, brand new bulletproof Escalade, new presidential jet, a luxury yacht, frequent medical treatments abroad and vacation in France. All of these at the expense of Nigerian taxpayers, Maryann. The only welfare I can see in the APC government is that of the president. As for insecurity, the president cannot say we are winning the war on terrorism when governors in the northern parts of Nigeria are signing peace agreements with terrorists. Basically, or he says, based strictly on terms and conditions of the terrorist. E.g., Governor Diko Rada of Katsina. What in the world, sir? I'll read some more messages here on WhatsApp. Lucky here says, education today in Nigeria is a disaster. Before 1979 and Second Republic civil government, public secondary schools in my state, Edo, was highly competitive. At least you can score to get into any public school in common entrance. Then it was 220 to 250, over 400 depending on schools of your choice. It is surprising that today you need just 150 to gain admission into universities, and 150 over 400 a pass mark anywhere in the world. What a country. 60s Yes says, keep up the good work, enjoying your program here as always. Thank you very much. She's sending us a message from Ijokoro. I've got 40 seconds. Can I rush? Uche Wemimo Koka, thank you. That's her, the girl on the lady on Channels Television. Yes. Kudos to her. This one's decency from Luke Bedri says, if the president says we're winning the war on terrorism, it means that his foot soldiers are not feeding him with correct information. What about the schools in the north that have been closed since? What's of some villages that have been displaced? The deceit of propaganda is just too much. I need to see a shrink soon. I'm stressed. We gotta go on a break. We'll go to Zambia on the 4 o'clock hour. Stay with us.
From more news to more talk and more voices.
I thought to myself, where is the renewed hope?
This president is one of the best that have happened to Nigeria.
APC.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.